this video I'm putting my only fan to work. So keep watching. So before I do any testing, I'm routing the cables through there, and other than that, not going to really tell you how I do everything because it's a mess. So just going to the test. Before we do anything, if you connect the black wire, which is currently ground, to the plus, it pushes air out, and if you turn the red wire to the red wire, so that's positive to the positive, it will pull air in. Just so you know. So in my test, I'm going to let the engine intake temp raise, if possible, to about 30 degrees. I think 30 degrees is too hot for an intake temp, and the only way to get the temp down is fan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive, get some terminals, we'll have to do it anyway, and then check what the intake temp is. And currently the fan is on push, which pushes the air out. I'm going to do that for about 5 minutes and see what the intake temp is then. Did it change anything? Did it not? Engine bay temps is different, but I'm decided to go for intake temp, see if it makes a difference for myself. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same configuration with the pull, so standing still like in traffic, pulling cold air into the engine bay, see if that makes any difference. If it not, then that's that. After that, I'm going to drive slowly, not racing, with high intake temp, fan on in either push or pull, and see what the results are then. In our test, it will be about 5 minutes, if possible, if you can stop for traffic, etc., or stop to make a video. So that's kind of the concept behind it. So I wired all the cables through at the moment, just temporarily, just to get them into place. And now I'm going to go to Harvard, get some terminals, get the car warmed up, and see how it goes. So this is pretty much the intake temp I started with, which is 9 degrees. So according to my dash, my intake temp, let me focus, is now 30 degrees, which shows there. I'm just going to turn the fan on here. So this should be pulling warm air out, and it's definitely warm. However, temperature rise, it's a bit hard to see, but it's not really going down. So even though it's pulling cold air, my intake temperatures go up. Oh, sorry, say it wrong. It's pulling cold, warm air out of the engine bay, but my engine temps are going up. So after 5 minutes of this setup, I'm ended up with 35 degrees of intake temp. So I don't know if it's set to pull or push. It feels like it actually pulling out the air. I can feel air coming this way. I don't think it's pulling. I turned the fans around. I'm at 36 degrees now, and I'm going to turn the fan back on. Actually, this is funny. With the fan off, the temperature goes down. So 5 minutes has passed, and the temperature of the intake did not really change. So yeah, it's still the same as before, which only the engine bay temp goes up. The engine temp is normal. Anyway, I'm going to change it back, and now I'm going for a drive. So with driving, it pushed the temperature from 34 to about 30 while driving slow. Now I have turned around the fan to be pushing cold air back into the engine, and see how that goes. After a bit of driving in this configuration, I ended up with 27 degree intake temp. bit noisy. Air is definitely going this way. Will suck air from there. When I close the engine lid, I can clearly feel warm air coming towards this. It's not really warm, but it's warm enough. Well, my intake temps are 28 degrees right now, but they were 27, so I might do another test, just having it sitting like this and driving a bit and see if it makes any difference really, because it should be sucking warm air out, and this is not really warm actually. So I did another test, but the temperature never dropped under 29 degrees. Well, with the fan turned around, it went down to 22. So I'm not sure if I have the right fan or whatever, so I would call this test inconclusive because it's just not working as it should. But I don't know if that's the fan or not, so I'm going to send a message to the seller and ask if this is the right fan for my setup. If not, I will change it. If yes, then I need to figure out why my engine bay temps are not getting any lower.